Assalamu alaikum students, how are you all? Hope so all of you are fine and enjoying your vacations. But don't forget to do your diary in time. Today we are going to start a very interesting topic, that is Venn diagram. Yes students, this is about some diagram. Okay, in the previous exercise we have discussed about the sets. What are the sets? Yes, the collection of well-defined and distinct objects, and then they are separated by the commas and enclosed within the brackets, and it is represented by a capital alphabet. This is called a set. Now we will learn about how we represent the sets with the help of a diagram. This diagram is called as the Venn diagram because the John Venn was the mathematician who first introduced this Venn diagram. He introduced we can represent the sets with the help of a diagram also. Okay, how we will represent this Venn diagram? For the universal set, we will take the rectangular box. And what is the universal set? Yes, the set which is having all the subsets under discussion is called as the universal set. Okay, in the Venn diagram, we will represent the universal set with the help of a rectangular box and all the subsets with the help of a circle. Suppose I am taking two sets A and B. So I will represent the sets A and B with the help of circle, and then universal set with the help of a rectangular box. As you can see this diagram, in this diagram two sets are there, sets A and set A and set B, and both are represented with the circle. And the and this rectangular box, you can see this is for the universal set, and the universal set is represented with the capital alphabet E. In this way we can represent the sets in Venn diagram. And basically what is Venn diagram? Venn diagram is shown, Venn diagram shows you the relationship between the sets and then enclosed within the rectangular box. This is called as the Venn diagram. Okay class, now we will discuss some cases of the Venn diagram. Means if we are having the different sets and we have to draw the Venn diagram, so how we will draw it? Number one case is the overlapping case. Students, by the word overlapping, overlapping means the some area is overlapping, means some area is present in both the sets. In suppose we are having two sets, and if at least one element is common in both the sets and no set should be the subset of the other, then it will be the case of the overlapping set. Suppose I am having two sets. Set A is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and number 2 set is B is there, which is having elements 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, for checking the case of these two sets, first of all we will check how many elements are common. Clearly, if no element is common, then it will be the case of disjoint. Disjoint means totally separate. Obviously, if no element is common, they are separate. So, it will be the case of the disjoint. Secondly, we will check if at least one element is common, then we will check no set should be the subset of the other one. Suppose in these sets, first of all, I am going to check, is this the case of the disjoint? You can see that 4 is common and 5 is common. So if there is a single element common, it will not be the case of the disjoint. It is not the case of the disjoint. Secondly, we will check the subset. Subset case means if all the elements of one set is present in other set, then it will be the case of the subset. Let's check all the elements of set A are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Are they present in set B? No. And if we want to check the set B as a subset of A, all the elements are present in A. Set B elements are 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Are they present in A? No. Okay. Now we number one, point we are having for the overlapping, at least one element should be common. At least one element should be common. This is the point 1. In this set we are having two elements common, 4 and 5. At least one element should be common. We are having this point. And number 2 point, no set should be the subset of the other one. We have also checked A is not the subset of B, B is not the subset of A. So none of the sets are the subsets of the other one. So this point is also clear. Then we can say that this is the case of overlapping. If all the elements of one set are present in the other one, then it will be the case of subset. If no elements are common, it will be the case of disjoint. And for the overlapping, you are having two conditions. Number 1 condition, at least one element should be common. And number 2 condition, no set should be the subset of the other one. Okay, now it is clear how you will check this is the case of the overlapping. Very good. Okay, now whenever you are having the case of overlapping, we will make such type of diagram. Means this is the set A and this is set B. You can see that the few area of set A and B are common. Few area of set A and set B is common, means this area is present in set A as well as in B. So we can say that the few area is common in both the sets. Clear? Okay, now I will tell you how you will write the elements of the sets. So first of all, obviously in the overlapping sets, we are having some elements as common. So first of all, we will write the common elements. What are they? We know that the common elements are 4 and 5. These are present in both the sets. So these are common elements. First of all, we will write the common elements. These are 4, 5. Okay, now we will write the first set, set A. It is having elements 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We will write 1, 2 and 3. 4 and 5 are also written. As 1, 2 and 3 are not common, so we will not write in the common area. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 5, this area is also in A, so 4 and 5 are also written. Okay, next set is set B. In set B, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 are there. 4 and 5 are already written because this is common area. So because of this set B, it is also having this area. So we have written 4 and 5. It will also include it in this set B. 4 and 5 are also written. So now we will write 6, 7 and 8. As these elements are not common, so we will not write it in common area. 6, 7 and 8 will be written like this. In this way, we will judge the overlapping set and we will make the diagram, and we have to write the elements also. Now the last case is there, which is subset. In the subset, if you are having all the elements of one set which are present in the other set, then this case will be the case of the subset. Just like in this example, you can see the set A is there having elements 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and set B is there with the elements 1, 4 and 5. Now you can see that the set B is having all the elements which are present in A as well. Like this is 1, 4 and 5. 1, 4 and 5 are also present in A, means all the elements of set B are present in A. There is no element like this which is not present in A. So all the elements of B are present in A, so B will be called as the subset of A. In this case, we will draw the diagram like this, circle within the circle. But be careful, you have to name the circle which is subset. Like this B is the subset of A, so we have to name the inner circle as B. If A is a subset of B, then you will name the inner circle as A. So be careful while making the diagram of the subset case. Just by writing the wrong names, your complete diagram will be wrong. Clear? Okay, now we will learn how we have to write the elements in this case. First of all, we will write the elements of the subset. This B is a subset, so first of all we will write 1, 4 and 5 in set B. 1, 4 and 5 in set B. Clear? Okay, now you can see that this B is completely present in A. Means this area of B is also the area of A as well. So it's mean 1, 4 and 5 are also included in A. So we have written them 1, 4 and 5. Now we will not repeat these elements 1, 4 and 5. We will just write the rest of the elements of set A. In set A, 1 we have written, then is 2, we will write 2, but now we will not write 2 in this set B, because this 2 is not the element of set B. So we have to write the other elements of set A which are not in B outside the inner circle. Okay, next 2, after 2 is 3, and then 4 and 5 they are already written. In this way we have to write the elements of the subsets of when we are going to make the Venn diagram. Be careful, you have to make the circle within the circle, and the name of the subset will be the name of inner circle. Okay class, now the next case is the disjoint case. As I have told you in the previous case, when we are having no elements common in both the sets, then it will be a disjoint case. Suppose you are having two sets, let's say A and B, and you can see that in these two sets no element is there which is common. Like in this set the elements are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and in this set the elements are 6, 7, 8 and 9. You can see that no element is common in both the sets. So it will be the case of the disjoint sets. Whenever you have to make the Venn diagram, first of all from the sets you have to check which type of diagram you have to make. Clear? So this is the disjoint case. We will make the diagram like this. Separate sets will be there. Means separate circle for the set A and for the set B as well. Clear? If the overlapping case is there, then you will overlap the circles. Okay, again now we have to write the elements of the sets. In the set A, the elements are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this is the set A. We will write elements 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And the elements of set B are 6, 7, 8 and 9. So we have to write 6, 7, 8 and 9 in the set B. In this way we have to write the elements of the both the sets, and remember that first of all you, with the help of the sets, you will first observe which type of diagram you have to make. So this is the diagram for the disjoint. Okay class, now we are going to start our exercise, that is exercise number 1.2. Before starting our exercise, I must tell you that you have to prepare your notebook with complete presentation, just like you used to do in the school. On the left corner you have to write the date, and on the right side you have to write the day. And in the middle of the page you have to mention in calligraphy style exercise number 1.2, and again on the left side question number 1, and then you have to write the question. Part number will be mentioned in the middle of the page, and then you will write the part number 1 and then give the heading of solution. Just like in the class, all of you are well familiar about the presentation of your notebook. I hope so you will prepare your notebook very neat and clean. Okay, now we are going to take start from question number 1. The question number 1 is there: find union and intersection of the following pair of sets. In the part number 2, I am doing part number 2 from these parts. Rest of the parts you can do it by yourself. Okay, 2 sets are given. You have to find their union and intersection. First of all, we will do the union. What is union? Union means united, to combine. Union, whenever you have to take the union of the sets, you will combine all the elements of the given sets in one set. Means you will write all the elements of the sets within one set, and you will not repeat any element. If an element is coming in both the sets, then you will not repeat this element in the union of sets. You will just write it one time. Okay, now I am going to solve this question. First of all, we have to take the union of C and B. So we will write C union B. Means this is C, name of the set C, and then B, and this is the symbol of union. You will not write like this. This is U. This is not union. Simple. This is the symbol of union. Okay, is equals to, first of all we will write the sets. The set C is there, E, F, G and H, then union. Just I'm putting the values of the sets, right? Union set B. Set B is Q, R, S and T. Clear? Okay, now we will take the union. How we will take the union? C union B will be equals to, we will combine all the elements by not repeating any element. E, F, G, H, Q, R, S, T. This is the union of the sets and we have not repeated any element. Okay, now we have to take the intersection. As in the question we have to take both things, union and intersection. Now I am going to take the intersection. For the intersection, this is the symbol for intersection. Clear? This is the symbol of intersection. It's mean you are going to take intersection of these two sets. So in the first step we will write the elements of the sets. Set E, E, F, G and H. Intersection set B. Set B is having elements Q, R, S and T. Okay, now we will take the intersection. In intersection, we will just write the common elements. If the elements are common in the sets, we will write that element only. Rest of the elements will not be written in this set. Okay, now check, is there any element which is common in both the sets? You can see that no element is common, so there will be empty brackets. Or we can put the symbol of empty set. This is the symbol of empty set. This is called as phi. It's mean this set is having no elements. Okay students, from here remember one point, you cannot write that empty set like this. Is it clear? Means you have this is the symbol of empty set and this is also the symbol empty bracket. These empty brackets are also showing that it is an empty set and this is a symbol of empty set. If you are writing this symbol inside the brackets, it's mean there is an element in this set, so it will be a singleton set, not the empty set. So remember this point, you have to write this separately. You can write only braces or you can put this symbol, both are correct. Now students, question number 2 is there. In this question it is given that set A is equals to R, S, T, U, V, W and X and B is equals to S, T, W, Y and Z. We have to list all the elements of A union B in set notation. Means we have to find simply A union B. Means we have to combine all the elements of both the sets. So first of all we have to write A union B is equals to, first of all, elements of set A are S, T, U, V, W and X, union elements of B, S, T, W, Y and Z. Okay, now we have to take the union, so we will write all the elements of both the sets by not repeating the same elements. Number 1 R, then S, then T, then U, V, W, X, Y and Z. You can see that S, T and W, they are coming in both the sets, but I have written just for one time because it is the definition of the set that you cannot repeat the elements. So we will not write the elements again. Okay, this is your part number 1. Okay students, now this is part number 2. In part number 2 we have to draw a Venn diagram to represent the set A union B. We have taken A union B. Now we have to make its Venn diagram. So first of all, I have told you how you have to make the Venn diagram. First of all, with the help of the sets, you will judge which type of diagram you have to make. We are having 3 cases. So first of all, with the sets, you have to judge the case of the Venn diagram. Okay, now first of all we will see if there are common elements or not. So you can see that S, T and W, they are common. So this is not a disjoint case. Rest of the 2 cases are overlapping and subsets. So in subset you can if all the elements of one set are present in the other set, then it will be the case of the subset. So first of all, let's check set A. All the elements of set A are present in B? No. And now check for B. All the elements of set B are present in A? No. Okay. Now this is not the subset case also. So the leftover case is the overlapping. So this is an overlapping case. And for overlapping, few elements are common, and no set should be the subset of the other one. We have checked no set is the subset of the other one, and we know that only few elements are common. Means in the definition we have learned about this, at least one element should be common. So we are having few elements common. This is the case of overlapping. Okay students, now all of you know that whenever the case overlapping is there, we will draw the diagram like this. Means both the sets will overlap. Now we will write the elements of both the sets. First of all, I am going to write A on this set and B on this set. You can also give name A to this set and B to this set. It's your own choice, but be careful while writing the elements. Okay, first of all, whenever the overlapping case is there, you have to write the common elements. So what are the common elements? S, T and W. Clear? So first of all, I am going to write the common elements in the common area. Clear? You have to write the common elements in the common area. You cannot write these elements in this area or in this area. Okay, now we will write the elements of A. Rest of the elements will be written. We have written S, T and W because this area is included in A, and S, T and W is already written. So we will not write S, T and W again. We will write the rest of the elements. First of all, R is there. R, U, V and X. Now for the set B, again this area is also for the area of B, and S, T and W are already written. So we will not repeat these elements. We will write the rest of the elements. S, T and W are already written. We will write the rest of the elements, which are Y and Z. Okay. Now the question was, draw a Venn diagram to represent the set A union B. We have to show through the Venn diagram A union B. So A union B means we are going to show the complete area. Obviously in A union B, I have told you what is the meaning of union: to combine. Clear? So this is just diagram. We will prove by our shading that what is the requirement of the question. We have to prove A union B means we have to show A union B through this Venn diagram. So we will prove it by our shading. So first of all, we have to write A union B is equals to shaded area. Clear? Shaded area. And how we will shade the area? You can use pencil for shading, very light shading should be there, or you can use lines for the shading. And you know that we have to shade all the area. Why? Because all the area of A and all the area of B will be included in union, because in union we have to combine. Very good. Okay, I am going to shade according to the lines. In this way you can draw the lines or you can do shading. Okay, why I am doing all the area? Because you have to shade the complete area. All the area will be included in set A union B. Okay class, I hope so you have well understood the lecture of Venn diagram, and we have just done the question number 1 and 2 of our exercise 1.2. Hope so you will do your work neat and clean on your neat notebooks, and you have to do the practice of these questions as well, because maths needs the practice only. If you do the practice of these questions, you will be able to solve any unseen questions. Clear? Especially Venn diagram, you have to make the practice of the different questions, take different sets and draw the different Venn diagram. Hope so you can do it now. Wish you best of luck. Allah Hafiz.